This course is about reading palimpsests with imaging methods. We won't go from this one to this one using the multispectral imaging examination. It makes sense to first examine reflectance spectroscopy, so using this tool. So this one is the most affordable among the spectroscopic methods, because from the reflectance spectra we can plan our best strategy to do the multispectral imaging examination. Instead of using all the filters that we have in our system, we can just choose those ones that can deliver the best results. Reflectance spectroscopy is widely used for the examination of the pigments, but we can also now examine our little bit of mock-up palimpsest to see what is the reflectance spectra of the two different kinds of inks, and also from the reflectance spectrum of the support. For those of you that are new to reflectance spectroscopy, we have in our website a course, free and online as usual, about reflectance spectroscopy and how to use in particular this tool, the gorgeous reflectance spectrometer for art. This is the software to acquire the reflectance spectra. So over here we have the wavelength, so nanometer, from 350 to 1000 nanometer, and over here in the y-axis we have the reflectance in percentages. So basically we can start immediately to acquire the spectra. The reflectance spectra is very simple. So we have here our mock-up palimpsest, and so we want to acquire the spectrum of the support. So this kind of parchment, we made it. So we just apply the probe at 45 degrees, just gently on the surface, so we see this spectrum. Then we can go to measure the spectrum of the iron gold ink, so the letters A and B, so the dark ones over here. So we got 45 degrees and we check this spectrum, and then we can check also the spectrum of the faded ink, the carbon ink that is barely visible over here. So we can go here and we make the measurement 45 degrees. We need to have the probe always in the same position, the same angle. So we go here and there it is, we see on the back, on the spectrometer, the acquisition going on. We acquire the spectra, we look at the legend, we have carbon ink is the red ones. So we see that it absorbs in the visible range over here, and then start to be more reflective when we move toward the infrared. On the other hand, we have iron gold ink is the black one, so is over here. Iron gold ink has a low reflectance, so value very low because it's black, it looks black when we look at it in the visible range. And then iron gold ink start to be reflective when we move here toward the infrared. And then we have the support, so we took a spectrum just from the surrounding paper, this cardboard over here without any ink on it, and the spectrum is the blue one, so we see that is brighter, definitely more bright than the other ones, as we can tell of course from here, the paper is brighter. Okay, so basically when we plan a multispectral imaging examination with using the Antonello system, where we have 18 filters, so in this box we have all these filters, and the idea is in general when we want to analyze pigments, so we have a painting with a lot of different colors, red, yellow, blue and so on, the idea is we want to use all of them in our multispectral imaging examination, then to make the multispectral imaging cube in order to differentiate better all the other pigments. In this case, these materials, the paper, the iron gold ink and the carbon are very simple in terms of their reflectance spectra. So we could do the examination just using a filter like in the first region over here, so let's say 450 nanometer. Then we can use a filter where we have the maximum distance between basically the paper, that is this one, and the ink, the iron gold ink, so this is the maximum difference. And then we can use a filter in this region, basically in the far infrared, where we have the maximum delta, the maximum distance between the blue one, that is the support, so the paper, and this one, the red one, that is the carbon ink. So basically these three filters, they are representative of the spectral features of these inks and the paper. So we don't need basically to apply all the other filters. It doesn't add any more information.